Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 35 or 36?
36.
36. Yeah, my brain ain't keeping up today. Definitely forgot which episode we were on. Damn, already 36. Shit's flying by. Yeah. There's not much to say other than being extremely tired. A Red Bull keeping me alive, pumping that caffeine through my blood. And I'm in this weird dilemma. I don't know if you have... I think all of you drink like caffeine on a regular basis, right?
Of one tea a day, one caffeinated tea a day.
A little bit.
I live on caffeine and energy drinks. But that's graveyard life.
Yeah. Oh man. Like it was the first time after a very long time that I drank an energy drink. Oh man.
They're not good.
Yeah, I did not like the taste of it. It was a Red Bull. Because usually the only energy drink I do like is 28 Black, but I didn't have it.
What is that?
Never heard of it.
Oh. Then it
Must be a European
You
thing.
Europeans.
German thing.
Yeah, it's like a raspberry soda. It tastes like that, and it doesn't have that like very strong energy drink taste. You know, has more of a fruity flavor, which I really like.
Looks like a can of cider.
Yeah. It looks really cool, and that's why I like drinking it, because you look cool and it tasted okay for an energy drink. Yeah, but Red Bull definitely not. Blah, that shit just tastes nasty.
I used to hate it, and then I started drinking them more.
Yeah, I think caffeine is addictive, so if you drink anything caffeinated for long enough, I think you will just like the caffeine inside of it.
Sounds about
there.
right.
It's right there,
Yeah.
keeping me alive.
So I'm in this tired but not tired state right now, which is very fun. Okay, enough about my tired ass state, and onto the introductions. Starting off with...
That's me. I am Greg, and I am playing Iric Spanner, the human artificer, who is hopefully about to start doing some funny artificer things again. It's about time to spend some time doing that.
Yeah, hi, I'm Matt. I play Dr. Fiera, a chronomancer wizard. Yeah, no, having fun in the archive now. It will take quite a bit to get her out of there. There's so much to uncover.
I am Skit. I play Isarel Leafina, the druid cleric of the group, and gonna spend a couple days, seems so at least, couple days in her old turf. So she might go back to some places she used to go, who knows, but feels good to have a few days in a place she's familiar with and doesn't feel threatened at every corner. But might get in trouble for what just happened in the last session. Who knows? We'll see.
And then my name is Felicia. I'm playing Arya. She's tapping into her roguey self a little bit. She feels that everything else is falling apart, so she's going back to what she knows how to do. And that is steal.
Bad habits re-emerging. Yes. I also had to remind myself what happened last session. I was like, oh yeah.
We'll see what kind of trouble I get into.
I mean, no one has noticed yet. So who knows? Maybe we'll get away with it. Yeah. Then I would say without much further ado, let's just get our intro. So we can see whether or not to get into trouble and valuable goods they stole. A forgotten past. This mystery has become a plague. Not even the known wise are enlightened. Curse this land. Curse these eyes. And curse this blood. But the curiosity strengthens. It seeks the answers it can't get. It seeks the answers in the holy blood. Oh, holy blood. May you show the truth that hides. Oh, holy blood. May you reveal the curse that plagues. For are the children not those who have been chosen to receive the reward that shall bless humanity? Oh, holy blood. If they hesitate, is that not blasphemy? What beast is this? It comes from a different place. Oh, fear it, children. Spread the word. Fear the blood. Fear that which it shall show. Blessed be the sweet nectar, for we shall succumb to it. We shall be consumed by the holy blood. This land is cursed. We are cursed. Our blood is cursed. Save us, oh holy blood. 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 We have it. And with that, I think we're gonna go to a quick recap. You guys, after having been informed of the loss of Endel, went to try and scavenge his lost or dead body. And in doing so, you did unfortunately confirm his death, as you encountered a class D-type demon. But also because you encountered this demon that is seemingly responsible for the death of Endel, one of your friends also got killed in the process, Arya. You manage to escape with the upper portion of Aria, and having escaped the demon's claws and returning safely to the archives, you were not willing to let Aria go, and as such you try to find ways to bring her back, kind of figuring out which resources and connections you have. You talked with several individuals, and after making a impression, I won't say good or bad, to Zephygus, he paid you a visit and kind of told you that he's like somewhat interested in you and that you all have special potential for him, since you are able to do something that he isn't able to do, which not a lot of people are able to do, which is to kill Calyx. And as such, he saw it worthy enough to help you in this endeavor to try and bring Aria back, since she's also one marked by Calyx, meaning she has also the potential to kill him. He saw it fit to use one of a old favor from the High Cleric of Overmere, where you teleported to, and during the kind of resurrection process, the mark of Calyx was still very evident, and in this pursuit to try and bring her back, his influence kind of influenced this process, where you were kind of forced into or evicted into a sort of demi-plane realm, whether it was real or a dream, you aren't quite sure, where you saw Aria kind of chained in a blood-spilled landscape, and there you had to face what seemed to be some weird kind of blood-manifested demon, which you defeated valiantly, but almost losing Aria again, which would have been quite sad indeed. But with your success, you were kind of brought back, woke up back inside of the cathedral that you were inside, belonging to the High Cleric. Having done the favor needed, you returned back to the archives and used a bit of free time that you had to kind of recover, do personal errands, and to give Aria kind of space and time to rest, as she went through something very troubling. As though she was only gone for a few days, in her head she was gone for what seemed like months, if not even years. And so that she kind of had to mentally stable herself again. And after having recovered a bit, you went to a store to try and find some materials that you could use, specifically Eric, to build some new stuff, some equipment that would help you on your future adventures. And there you went to Bits and Bobs, encountering these two very curious halflings, twins, seemingly, and you thought, why not get some sticky fingers up in this business? And two of you decided to snatch some of the stuff, as they seem to be also doing some nefarious business on trying to sell you something that may or may not hold any value. And as such, Eirik took a vial with an invisible liquid inside, stored it in. Aria went to the backside of the counter and discovered a hidden compartment where a chest was inside with 500 gold, and a small box where a earring with a white sapphire was inside. And after having gotten your goods, you then immediately left, and that is where we left off, and that is where we are going to pick up again. So you just looted, is the appropriate word, these poor town folks doing honest business.
We're trying to save the world, okay?
We need all the advantages we can get.
Hey, I'm not judging. I'm just stating a fact. I'm joking, of course. Yeah, so you step out of the store having gone with your theft without notice, and they don't seem to be immediately following after you. So, what do you do?
What time is it?
It is in the morning. I think this is like right in the morning after you kind of woke up. So it's like 7:30. The astral vestige, as you kind of look up, is already in the process of completely fading away.
All right. Well, I've got some stuff. I've got some plans to do some stuff. So, I mean, I'll go back to the tower.
Okay, I'll wait for Izarel to finish up her shopping. Let me see what she's up to next.
She's with you guys.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
thought
I
she-
followed you. No, I was like, oh, okay, thank you, bye now, and I,
Yeah, you all left.
yeah. I guess, I wanted. Do I know if there's like, I would probably know. Do I know if there's a shop that has more like, magical stuff where I could possibly find either like a magic weapon or something like that that I could possibly buy.
Yeah. There's the Ventricade of Swords and Brooms, which Eirik is not very familiar with, and
Good store. Good store. They've got some stuff there.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I think I want to go there a little bit. Would you like to come with me, Arya?
Of course.
All right. Um, before we go, actually, no. You know what? We'll do that once we're at the tower. If you don't mind, Eirik, that I keep the money for now until we're in a private area.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got the stuff that I need for now, and I plan on just going back there to start working. So you do what you need to do.
All right, then I'll give you your portion once we're back, because I in the middle of the street might not be the best
no,
place.
of course. Now, do you either of you have anything that you need identified or looked into? Because if I'm going to be spending time doing some research and like work, you know, I can put some time in to get you some information.
I don't think I have anything. I don't have anything that I don't know the source of. But if we find something a little bit curious, I'll keep you in mind.
Yeah, I mean, you know where to find me.
I know where you live.
Yeah,
And then, there's just me who doesn't really have much of anything right now, so...
that's true.
You didn't have pants an hour ago.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay. Well, yeah. If you find stuff, you know, do
Definitely.
we still have a mind link going? I can't remember.
Last time I did it was for 5 hours. So...
yep, I think.
Yeah, it was for 5
Likely
hours. this time.
slept.
Yeah, I don't think we did one for
And-
today.
Well, no, because it was right as I was buying 75 gold pieces worth of clothing.
Yeah, it was in the morning when you all departed and Fiera went to the tower to do her spell inquiries. So yeah,
Right.
you haven't been gone for long.
Yeah. I just forgot if we actually did it or not.
That's why I wrote right underneath of it that I owed you money, so that way it was a more visual timestamp of when we did it.
Smart.
All right. Well, you can let me know if you find anything, and I don't know, like prepare for it or something.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you, Eric.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, then I guess you split up. Eirik returns to the tower, and Isra and Arya go to the Ventricator Swords and Booms. I guess we're just gonna follow with Isra and Arya as you step towards the shop where Isra probably would have went by. I don't see you going and have ever gone inside of there. You probably, when you were studying, did a bit of window shopping, but I don't think you would have had any reason to go into a weapons restore.
No, I bet like I would have just like passed in front of it and been curious about it. Kind of like when you walk in front of a jeweler and you stop to look at all the stuff.
Yeah. So you get there. Once again, very flat, one-story building with kind of large windows where there's a display of weapon and armory, and a large double door as you step inside, and you can see behind the counter this large Leonin looking fellow. He has some graying hair at his mane. He then kind of sees you inside. Come inside, he says, welcome. Can I help you?
Actually, maybe. I was looking to perhaps up my game in the defense department. I travel a lot with my group, and we tend to get into situations where we need to defend ourselves. And currently, all I have is this stick on my back to whack things, and it's not really doing anything for me. So I was wondering if you had something for someone that has more druidic abilities.
I see. Yes, that is quite a problem you have there. Well, came to the right spot. He kind of goes around the counter and goes to you. I see you don't have the biggest arms on you, not to be impolite.
No, I don't. I use my hands to, and I just like kind of make a little bit of flame on my hand, or like make a flower appear. You know, this is the kind of stuff I do with my hands. I don't punch very hard.
Alright, well, what you then probably need is a upgraded spell focus, is what I suggest, so you can give a bit more potency to your casting abilities. I don't see you relying much on that old wooden stick there, and I also don't think it would help you in a, well, life or death situation. However,
Absolutely not.
an enchanted piece of wood can be very helpful. Follow me. He kind of goes to the other side, and then there he has a wide variety of different, what seems to be like wands. He kind of gestures to them. These are your standard wands which most beginner spellcasters use. No special properties, however. I've got a few more that have been specialized for what I think you are seeking for. And he kind of goes to the other area where you can see there are a lot of different items placed inside of these tall glass boxes, which Eirik, you have been before. You can see one of them holds like a very special and pristine looking wand that has been made out of a almost like white looking bark or white looking wood. You can still see some of the grains of the wood, but it looks like very, very clean. And it says, this, my dear friend, is a war mage's wand. It will help you hit anything you wish to hit, and give you a greater chance of success for any spells you cast, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you have anything that could help me store a spell in case of emergency?
Oh, spell storing.
Yes.
That is usually quite the more advanced enchantment to have something or a unique spell. Unfortunately, I do not have anything in my inventory that can do that yet.
Completely understand. This is a college town. I don't expect people are looking for that type of thing every day. And that wand there, how much would it set me back?
This little fella will set you back 1,000 gold.
What if
Mm.
I offer something to trade?
Sure, I'm open for trade.
I have this stone of sustenance.
Interesting.
If I added this to my friend for assistance in buying this, what kind of deal could she get?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
20.
Damn.
Kind of looks at it, one of his eyebrows goes up. He kind of takes it and looks at it a little bit closer. See his little finger goes up. And he casts a spell. His eyes glow up for a brief moment. It really is one. Not that I've great use of it, since I'm a weaponry store. However, these are quite rare. So maybe a very specific collector or purchaser will be very interested in this. Very well. I like this offer. Then, with the stone, I will say only 700 gold. How about that?
Then we have a deal.
Very well. And he kind of shakes your hand, as it's Leonin style, and then he kind of does an kind of enchantment around the glass, where you can see then a few runes light up that surround the glass, and then they break, and then he kind of lifts up the glass casing which is inside of and takes the wand and offers it up to you. Says, "Here you go. One War Mage wand for..." I haven't learned your names, excuse me.
I almost said the wrong name. Isarel Leafina. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Grayson Wilder. And then hands you the wand as you hand him 300 gold and the stone of sustenance.
And I am Arya.
Nice to make your acquaintance. Wow, anything you might be in need of? Also, still different types of armor. I see you are wearing some studded leather yourself. Maybe you wish to have an upgrade.
That might be nice. I am a little squishy, and I did just have a brush with death that I'd rather not repeat.
Yes, and with a bit of coin, you can definitely increase your chances of survival. A worthy investment to make. Now, I also have a variety of different enchantments that I place on armor pieces that will help you protect your more squishy body. And though leather armor is very light, this enchantment can harden the exterior a bit, making it a bit harder for foes to hit you.
Well, you definitely have my attention. Please tell me what you have in mind.
Well, this set of leather armor you have there, well, I could either make an enchantment for you on your own piece, or you can purchase one of the ones I already have, if you don't mind the alternate appearance.
If you were to add it to my armor, I'm assuming that would be a little bit cheaper.
Yes, it would be a bit cheaper, however it would take longer.
Well, may I see the ones that you currently have and then how it would help me and maybe how much those would be, and then I can make a decision from there?
Of course. And kind of takes you over, and there you can see also in these glass casings are sets of 4 different looking armors. And it seems like one that looks like studded leather armor, one half plate armor, one piece of chainmail armor, and one kind of that looks more like a tunic. It says, nothing fancy about them, it's just the enchantment allows for a bit more, how should we put it? Like I said, a bit of hardness. People trying to pierce you, hit you will have a harder time trying to strike your vital parts. They offer greater magical resistance, as the penetration of anything has to first go through the arcane barrier that is created around it to get to your more fleshy parts, if you understand what I'm saying. And they come in different forms depending on what kind of armor you're more comfortable with. We have here a set of studded leather armor, the same one you're wearing right now. Also of half plate armor for the more heavier fellows. However, I see that probably wouldn't suit you very well. And
No, definitely not.
bit of a very heavy set, chainmail that you can put under any sort of plate armor, and then a tunic for a bit more lightweight options.
Possibly the studded leather is what I would be interested in.
Alright, well, it's, as I said, offers you great protection and would only set you back 2,000 gold.
Oh, I definitely don't have that much. And if I were to provide my own armor, how much would that be, and then how long would it take before I got it back?
It would run you around 1,700, and it would take me approximately 3 to 5 days, depending on how many orders I get.
I just kind of whisper to Esrel in her head, how much is my portion of the money, and how long are we gonna be in town?
Where's the notes? Where's the notes? Ah, here. So your portion of the money is 300 platinum, which is 3,000 gold.
And he said, how much money?
2,000 for just taking the one there, and on yours 1,700. About 3 to 5 days.
And how long are we going to be in town, Azrael?
As long as Fiera needs time in the archives. So I do not know.
Okay, so I'll take off my armor and I'll be like, can you enchant this for me?
Very well. Though I do require a offset payment at first, so I can ensure that, you aren't just running away. So you would have to pay 1,000 gold up front.
I just look at Azrael.
I'll fish some money out of
Okay, and he says, very well, then I will try and get to work on it as soon as possible. And he kind of
It would be greatly appreciated.
takes your armor and places it on his desk, as he then takes the 1,000 gold upfront payment. Okay, anything? Yeah, and then he just kind of takes it and says, well, and trust me, these are worthy investments you have made.
I hope so. I don't want to die. again.
No one does. And with this purchase, I'm sure the chance of that happening a second time is greatly decreased.
Thank you. We will be seeing you soon.
Alright then, well, have a nice day, and I always appreciate recommendation to maybe other people who are in need of some extra protection or offensive forces.
Of course. How will we know when it's time to pick it up?
Well, you can either visit me now and again, or if you have any particular place you're staying at, I can just send a letter to there to inform you of. Well,
There's an abnormal tower that kind of appeared.
alright, any... Do you...
Where's our tower?
Shoot. What was the name of the store that we're connected to? Oh, my brain.
the Griffin's Feather.
Yeah, right. We are basically attached to the Griffin's Feather.
Alright, well, then you're not far from here. Maybe I will
No, we're not.
pay you a visit personally once I'm finished.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. Well then, have a great day, and until I finish this piece of armor.
Thank you. And then I just start to walk out.
Okay, and with that, I think we're gonna switch to Eirik. Fiera's, busy doing her 10-hour session.
I do have a couple of messages to send out though.
Ah,
'Cause I
okay.
assume I have time.
I would say, since you're using
Depending
the
how focused I have to be.
yeah, I think you probably won't be able to cast a spell while transcribing the spell. It's like 10 hours of big focus to try and...
Also, don't use magic in the tower.
I'm in the magic area, luckily, but I can wait till I'm done too.
Yeah. Yeah, we will then follow Eirik as we step back to the Tower of Weird.
Alright, well, once I get back there, I'll just scamper all the way up to the observatory, because that seems like the sort of most academic and workspacey area. So I'll get up there, and I'll go into my bag of holding, and I'll just start like pulling out, different rolls, like wraps of tools and little bags of tiny trinkets and different things, and just spreading it all over whatever table's up there or floor or something. And I have a list of a number of things I'd like to try to get done or work on. So, like, do you want me to just do like one now and then circle back and?
Yeah, to see. Yeah, since you will have to work on one thing, and then we'll see whether or not you're able to finish it, and then we can circle back and go to the next one. Yeah, what would you like to create or craft?
All right, so the first one is pretty simple because it's just part of a spell. It kind of just, it should work. I'm going to pull out my 50-foot rope, and I'm going to cut a 20-foot piece of rope off of it. And every 2 feet, I'm going to tie a little, like a knot, so that it's basically just a knotted rope. And I'm going to take that corn powder that I bought a couple days ago, and I'm just going to, on every knot that I've tied, I'm going to just rub the corn powder into it to kind of just like make it dusty looking.
Mm-hmm.
And once all that's finished, I'll coil it all back up into a little roll, and then I'm going to see if it works, and I'm going to start throwing the rope up, just straight up in the air, and hopefully this will create rope trick for me.
I see. Yeah, you can describe to me how a extra dimension place gets created as you throw your rope up. How does it look like? as you kind of do
so,
this.
like I said, it's kind of coiled up almost like Indiana Jones's whip. So I'll pull it out and basically start spinning it by my side. And as I throw it up, straight up in the air, once it gets to its full extension, the rope goes solid and turns into something almost like a big piece of wood. And the powdered corn that I rubbed on each knot, it just kind of goes off of each knot, little like bursts of dust. And it's now just this solid, almost like a big stick in the middle of the ground. And up above where the rope stops, there's now a 3 foot by 5 foot square or rectangle, and it's kind of just shimmering like ripples of water. You can still kind of see through it a little bit, but it's basically like looking through water. It shimmers and moves around a little bit, and I'm gonna climb up and get inside the extra dimensional plane.
Yep, you kind of just pierce through it. And this is kind of maybe a bit inspired from what Fiera does, since she showed you her wrist pocket, which is also extra dimensional space, so maybe got inspired from that trick. Kind of with the construction of this rope and the tinkering you apply to it, a very specific magical pattern that allows it to kind of create this temporary space in which you can hunker in. And as you do that, yes, this kind of showing appears, and as you kind of step through it, the air becomes a bit cooler. And there's this kind of weird space that is just kind of a white space. It's literally like you stepped inside of a cloud. And as you kind of step inside and you look down, you can see that the rope extends downwards now as you're looking from above, and you are now sitting in this weird pocket dimension that you created.
Excellent. So that works, and I'll just let you guys know that's the information on it. So you can read that on your own time. And I'll climb back down and pull it in. I'll give it a little shake, and it turns limp again into a rope, and I'll just coil it back up and drop it back in my bag of holding.
Okay, yeah. So kind of tie it back up, put it inside, and I say, yeah, what's the next thing you work on?
Next thing, I am going to I'm gonna get my goggles all set up, and I want to identify the magic invisible liquid.
Yeah, you place your goggles on, and you cast identify, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I use it. I have one charge of identify, so I'll just use it.
Yep, and as the shimmering glow of your goggles pierce through your brain, you're then enlightened with the knowledge that this is a potion of invisibility.
Brilliant.
That you can add now to your inventory.
And with identify, am I able to understand like the components that go into making said potion?
You can make an Arcana check to try and understand what you're seeing. Definitely allow that. A 27, since you have advantage looking at kind of the construction shape of it, especially after having cast identify, you can kind of almost see like the molecular level of how it is kind of built up, since your identify works more in the process of how something is magically entangled to create a certain effect. It is connected with the weave, which is why it has magical properties, and you see that a specific serum is inside of here. Potion is obviously one of the schools of alchemy, and what often is used is a natural substance that has innate magical properties to create something like that, or an enchantment has been placed inside of a liquid that can hold an enchantment to then give you the properties that instill in. In this particular case, it seems like there's some sort of serum that has been extracted from a creature. And the reason why you see it, because natural occurring serums have a very particular kind of molecular structure and how they intertwine with the weaves. They're a bit more the kind of, it's like looking the difference between plastic, for example, and wood. It just has a very natural structure to it that is just kind of integrated inside of it and how it attaches to the weave. So some serum of a creature that probably has the ability to turn itself invisible with help of the serum was extracted from it and then placed inside of a potion, and obviously made so it can be safely consumed without you getting poisoned or something like that.
Cool. So that's neat. I'll just go and put that back in the bag of holding. Yeah, I'll start working on one more thing for now, and then you can go off and do other people. I'm gonna pull out one of those little discs of metal that I just bought at the store. I'm gonna take my my metalworking tools, and I'm gonna start carving into this piece of metal. And I want to create a like a, well, I'll just send it in chat.
Yes.
So I'll start carving those little, swoop holes out of it, and I'll, around the outside, I'll just start attaching. I just have a little bit of chain in my bag, in my inventory, so I'm just gonna start attaching chain to the outside of it, like that picture shows. And I'll start working on my my fidget spinner.
Yes. And since you are creating a new magical item, I presume, so when we talked about, I would say this will require a skill check or skill challenge to successfully complete this. If you succeed, then at the end of this you will receive the desired item you want. If you fail, it just means that this attempt failed, and then you lose the resources you had to try and build this.
Gotcha.
And since this is it's a bit more of a simpler spell, you will have to succeed in 2 skill checks, and since this is a skill challenge, you have to tell me which skills you want to use that will help you craft the specific piece that you're currently working on. And I guess we can do it right now. So how or what skills do you use to craft this?
I would like to use sleight of hand, so I can get some really precise carve marks to make sure that every slot that I carve is identical.
Yes.
So that the balance of the spin will maintain, like, it will spin very nicely.
Yep. Can definitely do that. 25 is definitely a success. You are very adept at working with metal, and this is just fine. You were a bit worried that maybe the stress of everything that has been happening to you would kind of influence how you work now, since you haven't been working quite some time. But the opposite happens. You kind of just zone out and get back into what your muscles like to do and know what to do. And with that, not only are you able to very effortlessly carve in these holes and rivets to place a chain around it and create a stable and balanced structure, but also you just kind of feel in the groove again, just sitting here in a weird space and just doing your thing. And doing your thing it is. And at the end of it, you have a very pristine and usable metal base that is ready for the next step.
Awesome. I'm just gonna go read one thing quick. I should have checked this before. Right. Okay. So I'm then gonna start drilling a little hole right in the center of it, where I'm going to place a little, I guess, tiny little rod, little metal rod in it, and around it is where I'm going to take the smallest ball bearings in that little container that I bought at the store, and I'm going to put those ball bearings inside the hole so that that's going to act as the actual rotation. And as I put each ball bearing in, I'm going to hold them like in my palm, and I'm going to just try to use I'm going to see if I can use Arcana to maybe just impart my magical knowledge of things into these, so that it'll actually, when it spins, that energy will create the magical effect that I'm looking for.
At this point, I have to ask, do you have anything in your position that can exert this magical energy that you're looking for? Since that is the main requirement of you trying to craft this thing.
I'm going to use on top of the metal rod inside, the two caps that I want to put on. I want to use 1 platinum coin each, so that it's like really expensive, you know, like where I actually put my fingers is the energy flows through the expensive material.
Okay. I would say, since you aren't using any innate magical material that would usually be required to kind of, you know, get that extra kick what you're looking for, it will be a bit harder to kind of, you know, handcraft that yourself here in this moment. But yeah, you can make an Arcana check. That is a 23. Kind of going through it and tinkering, trying to create a, you know, a self-created enchantment onto it. However, while doing it, you are realizing in order for it to do what you want it to do, you need something that has a stronger boost. So even with a 23, unfortunately, you feel like there's a missing component that would make this complete. Like something that can discharge either some sort of smoke or maybe electricity, something of that sort. And without that, it's kind of hard to kind of manually create this enchantment yourself in this moment.
Okay. All right. But what I've done so far is still intact.
Yeah. You still have a intact base. It just needs that elemental boost, basically.
Sure. So I'll mark that progress down on in my book, and I'll start thinking about things that I can use to get that extra boost, and I'll move on to my next thing. But you can choose to stay with me or go to someone else. I don't want to.
Yeah, let's put that on hold for now and go over to back to Aria and Israel, since, you know, Fiera's spending 10 hours doing her thing.
The wand that I bought, I'm trying to add it to my inventory, and there's like 6 versions of them.
Yeah, it's just Wand of the War Mage +1.
+1. Perfect. Just gonna make sure that I have the correct thing on me. Alright. Okay. Let's go back to the tower. I want to drop the money off because I don't want to walk around with so much on me.
Understandable.
Even though it looks like nothing, because I just have my little bag on me, but I kind of don't want that with me.
Understandable. I just kind of go in my head. Hey, Fiera, are you good with sticking around for like maybe 5 days at the max?
Should be doable. The plan is to best prepare ourselves for our next journey. There's
Um,
plenty of preparations to do.
I'm getting some armor, and it's gonna take some time to upgrade my armor that I have. So I'm kind of armorless right now. So time in town would be great.
Well, if something does arise, I can always give you, I guess, my arcane armor pretty easily. So, no worries.
Just wanted to give you a heads up.
Oh, actually, now's a good time. So I found out that Kovith made the teleportation circles, or he kind of was the one to put that forth to all the nations and cities. Which is quite interesting. I've been able to cobble together his notes, so I should be able to figure out how to use them. We just need to get the essentially an address for wherever we want to go. There should be one somewhere here in the city, so I plan to find that, if there's not one in the tower. But if you guys know of one at your home, that would be helpful, or know somebody in the city that can help us get access to other cities' circles, maybe look into that.
Well, Arya and I know where the one in our town is. We actually used it to get to Sunanir. So when the time comes, we'll be able to help you on that front, definitely.
Good. The hardest part is just I need to know like the sigils used, the marks, how it's drawn.
Might need to contact someone at home for that. I just used it. Did not take the time to look at what was at my feet, really. But
Well, something
keeping
to
that
work
in
on.
mind. Yep. Keeping that in mind.
What I have maybe noticed, Jack, with my passive being as high as it is,
Well, there's a difference between noticing and remembering, and a teleportation circle is a very complicated set of arcane runes. So unless you are a wizard who's like, actively studying it, I would say you would not remember the intricate sigils of
Okay.
a completed teleportation circle. It is quite complicated.
got it.
But you would know the Inquisition obviously makes great use of them. And they most likely have one inside of here, since one branch of the Inquisition is set inside of here. So they probably have one at the Inquisition archives, if any.
I can possibly go find the one that the Inquisition uses here and get information on that one for you.
That would be perfect. Maybe once I'm done figuring this out, we could just both go. I can let you know. I don't think it's
Okay.
too far from where I am, so.
Okay, sounds good.
Nope.
I think we're going back to the tower here to divvy up money soon.
Okay, I'll be there in about 4 hours and 37 minutes.
So precise.
Okay. And then with that, I swear on Arya, you, after a few minutes of walking, arrive back at the tower. You hear a bit of noise coming from the very top floor as Arya's kind of tinkering with this thing, which obviously takes a bit of time. Anything you would like to do while there?
Yes, I'll yell up to Eirik. Hey, I'm about to divvy up your portions of the money. Would you like to get it?
Just leave it aside for me. I'll come down when I'm finished.
All right. And I will give Arya 180 more platinum.
180 platinum. All right.
Yes. And I will set aside 280 platinum aside for Eirik. And I will get my portion as well, which means that we should have, I believe, 205 platinum left in the pot, which I will find a container, something from the kitchen.
Remember, the third floor is the treasury. There's that
Yeah,
chest.
Oh, the chest is still there. Then I'll go put that
You could put it
205.
in a kitchen pot if you want. Actually, I probably have a cookie jar.
Yeah, I would probably get like a cookie jar, put the money in it, and then bring it up to the treasury, see the chest, put the cookie jar next to it, and walk back down.
Oh my
Perfect.
goodness.
So we now have 205 platinum in. If I counted correctly, was that? Am I correct? I feel like my math is wrong.
I haven't been keeping track, so.
So we all get 300.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 1200. We had used some. I think we were supposed to have 200 left.
See, we
Was what
started
we
with
had.
15, 13 each, 12, so it'd be 300 left, but I used 5 for something. 295.
295, okay. 295
Yep.
platinum.
Because the 50 for the bag was from your fund, if I remember right.
Yes. I used it from my funds.
Yep. There should be 295 then.
All
Unless
right.
there's something else.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, it seems right.
I got no idea. That's your guys' task.
Yes.
I think so. and
It
then
does. Yeah, I think that's correct. I said I was paying the 50 from my pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep, that sounds good. Okay.
I'll be right back. I need to take Gus downstairs.
Okay. What? Isabel is doing her thing.
I probably actually would, once I've done all that, I probably would, perhaps go back to the university, to the academy, to see if I could get an audience with my old professor at some point in the upcoming days. So I would like to go and set that up, see if I could get a chat with him.
Yeah. Kind of go to the kind of council office where, you know, that is where you usually put in inquiries for professors. And at the desk counter, you can see female half-elf. I think you have talked to her before. And yeah, you can put in her request, and she says, as she always does, yeah, of course I can reach out to your request. And if he's available, I will try and reach out to you, for which I need your address and name.
Yes, Isarel Leofina, and I am residing at the tower that plopped up at the Griffin's Feather.
Right, understandable. And you wish to speak to Terrendale, is that correct?
Exactly, yes.
Very well, yes, I will try and shoot it to him immediately, and I will notify you once I get a response.
It's all good. It is not urgent, so if he doesn't have time today or tomorrow, it's good. We should be in town for the next few days at least, so.
Very well, I shall inform him of that. Okay, great.
Thank you very much.
Nods. And yeah, your request is then put into place. Anything else you would like to do as you do that?
Now that it's done, I am gonna go back to the archives.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. You can step inside over there.
Yes.
O'Toole, once again, can greet you. Hello. And as you can now step inside, you can see on the sofa, scribbling furiously, is Fiera.
I'm gonna approach
probably don't
Fiera and just plop a little like muffin or crumpet next to you.
Oh,
There, just so you don't go too hungry.
appreciate it.
I'll be in the archives for a little bit. There's some reading I'd like to do.
Oh, interesting. Can I ask what subject?
I want to see if perhaps I could find more about the coming of the Fey Court and everything we found in the wild, and perhaps retrace their voyage from the Feywild to here. And maybe figure out like other places they might have been around here.
Interesting. So I've actually been working on a new spell to try to help us find act from fiction, I guess you could call it. If you find the names of any beings, individuals, or I guess maybe creatures from the Feywild, and you wanted to make sure that they exist, maybe just let me know.
I will write down any information that I think needs to be fact checked.
Sure.
Great.
Although I'm gonna be busy for another about 3.5 hours.
Don't even worry about it. It's probably gonna take me some time as well to go through all that.
Enjoy.
And I'll get my thing from O'Toole to go in the archive.
Yes. And you also receive now a platinum necklace, since you all have been upgraded. And once again, with a shimmering glow, you step inside of the archives once again. So, which layer do you wish to go to investigate or research your endeavor?
Looking at my notes. Here. I will go on the 8th level
Okay.
into the ancient history section, and I will look for anything that would be about the creation of Azathia anything about, yeah, pretty much starting with the creation of Azathia and the founding father of Azathia.
Okay, very well. Then that is, as you all know, a investigation check you can make.
Yes.
That is unfortunately a 9.
Yeah.
Going down there once again, which as always takes a while. By getting to that section, you kind of look through the ancient history, and there is not a lot specifically about the founding of Azathia itself. You do find some stories that you have read before about how the father of Azathia kind of brought out the elven people out of the Age of Darkness and kind of helmed them through the Age of Chaos, after which they encountered the Holy Legionnaires, and that is kind of how Azathia got created. But the creation of the land itself, you find nothing. And there was isn't any mention of the Feywild at all. It seems like the elves were dwelling inside of the Caravan Ravine during the Age of Darkness and came out of it during the Age of Chaos. So you don't find any specific information regarding kind of any creation mythos of the land itself. You only know the origins of this country's name. So kind of stepping through, you do then kind of get to the kind of end portion as you sift through all the books here, and it obviously takes a few hours to do so, as you kind of get to the last of them without being or receiving any sufficient information. However, you do see then, maybe for the first time or a couple of times as you were down here, the platinum door that locks entrance to the personal archive of Zephyrus.
I will go into the platinum layer, and this time I will be looking for something more specific about the Dryadolist Court, because I feel like that is something that might be a little bit more hidden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we'll put a pause on that and actually take a early quick break, because I really gotta take a dump. I've been holding energy drinks, caffeine. Now I understand what people say if you drink coffee they have to shit. I'm like,
All the time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So we will return quickly for you guys in a second, but for me, probably, who knows, maybe 2-3 minutes. See ya. Hello. We are back. I am back with a more empty stomach than before. And goddamn, it feels good, boys. It feels damn good to be back. Yeah, we're gonna put Icefield on hold and return back to, I guess, Arya, actually, since she left for a while. What do you do? Arya is up there crafting. Icefield has deposited the money and divvied it up, and then headed to the archive. What do you do, Arya?
I would honestly probably go to the Inquisition archives, because I feel like Arya's been out of touch with it for a long time, and she feels like she's not really sure what's going on, so she kind of wants to regain her bearings and check in.
Yeah, of course you can do that. So you kind of step there. It's, the off-branch building to which you have been before, although it was a bit of nightmare energy fueling you as you kind of step towards there, since an incident happened there. And yeah, there are a few Inquisitors which you can recognize through their robes, and they also have this eye symbol on them, very evidently marking their station. And yeah, you can just kind of step inside, but as you can step inside, there are two kind of, that seem to be like guards that belong to the Inquisition that kind of first hold you and say, "Hold! What is your purpose here?"
I just need to reconnect with some leaders. I've been quite busy with my duty, and I just need to catch up with what's going on.
Yeah. All right then. Which Inquisition station do you belong to?
The protectors.
All right. And could you show us your badge?
I'm like silently praying that I still have it in my bag.
You do so have it.
Okay, so I'll pull it out and show it.
Okay. And as you remember, you kind of have to hold it next to your tattoo, and it will glow up.
Yep.
And they kind of see it, verify it, kind of nod, and then say, all right then. Well, we have one Wissenshalter currently in house. You'll be able to speak with them if you wish to.
Yes, please.
All right. Well then, just step inside and then take a seat, and then we'll bring them right to you.
Thank you.
Kind of nod, and then one of them just kind of rushes out while you step inside of the interior of this building. You can see there are rows and rows of books and study tables where there are a bunch of different Inquisitors. These obviously belonging to the Wissenseinheit, which is a different branch of Inquisition that you belong to, that is dedicated to deciphering and collecting and preserving information that is found, specifically like modern information, mainly, you know, about current political states and stuff like that, keeping everything in check and organized. And you kind of just take a seat to the left of one of the empty tables, and after a short while you get approached by what seems to be a male drow, also wearing these very long robes. They seem to have a bit more several layers on top of them, kind of indicating it's his more higher station. You can also see that he has a very dominant badge of a Wissenshalter, which is kind of the second rank or one rank below an Arch-Inquisitor. So he's a very high-standing member of the Inquisition, who is also the main talks person of this particular station. You probably would have come into contact with them several times during your course of trading. You interact quite often with them, since all the information you collect you deliver to them. Yeah, and you would recognize him as Kelvan Feingold. Looks a bit...
Put that in the chat.
Yeah. He's still, for a drow, seems to be decently young, so he seems to be probably like middle-aged or something. So, ironically, probably in the 2nd century, which, you know, is absurd to call young, but for drows, it is the way. As he kind of approaches you and says, I have been requested to talk. I presume it is you. And he kind of sits down in front of you.
Yes. Hello, Kelvarn.
So, what is it that you need?
I've been out of touch with the ongoings for a bit. And I was just hoping that you could tell me what's been going on. I had a near-death experience. I feel like I need to reconnect with our group.
Alright then. Well, could you maybe also inform me where you were originally stationed?
So I've been assigned to Izarel Leafina. We were... Oh, man. Was it Sunanir? Is that where we were?
Yep.
I can't find my notes, so I'm like scrambling. We were in Sunanir. We found ourselves exposed to a blood curse and fled.
Ah, yes, I think I remember now. Yeah, that's correct, right?
Yes.
Well, since your absence, a lot of things have started to develop over the last couple of us. Specifically, which I believe would interest you the most instead of Corvalli, your family has been making some moves in the direction of signing the pact, which then ended up happening. They seem to be making greater deals with the Kronberg and extending some propaganda efforts and trying to persuade the public about potential war efforts. And, well, as you maybe have already heard, but the father of Heuser has been attacked. Some of our individuals have gathered a bit of information, and, well, the origins of this attack leads to, well, pointing at least to your family.
Arya, as hard as she tries to hide her shock, it's clear on her face. My family.
Yes, so it's actually quite lucky that you came here, because I also have a few questions about you. One of which is whether or not you knew about this.
I haven't spoken to my family since I left home and went to the meeting to discuss the pact being signed to begin with.
And they gave you no hints about that this might have been a possibility that they have been planning. I mean, it is quite a coincidence that you, of all people, are the one currently accompanying Israel.
I would rather die than harm Izarel. That is my sister and everything but blood.
You can see he squints his eyes a bit, and you can see one of the many wings that he's wearing starts to glow. And then kind of relaxes a bit and says, very well. Well, do you maybe know anything that might have motivated the reasoning of attempting such a thing? But once again, keep in mind, we haven't confirmed this yet. All the leads only point towards them.
The only thing I can think of is they were close to the Lilfinas, mostly due to my bond with Izarel, with being exposed to this blood curse. I was asked to make a choice of my family dying and what I would give up to save them, and I said to be a part of their family. I don't know what those repercussions are, so maybe they don't remember the bond that we had with the Lilifina's families.
Despite that, your father and Izarel's father were close partners. They worked together for quite a long time. Whether or not what you're saying now is true, and whether or not these results have occurred, I do not believe that that would have influenced the way they treat each other, especially not on such a violent scale.
I'm just flabbergasted. Like, I wish I knew more. I just don't understand why my family would turn on hers.
Well, we're having a hard time getting any further inquiries since they are now very deeply connected with Duke Kronberg, and he has made great efforts to avoid any personal investigation from our part. And he is notorious for dealing with the more underside of things in society. So we are quite confident that he definitely had his fingers inside of this as well. As to why they might have done this, Duke Kronberg has, well, he's been advocating quite heavily to sign this pact, and Iserel's father, who was part of the Friedensseite, was heavily against it, a strong opposition since many people think highly of the words that Iserel's father speaks of. And so he was one obstacle in Duke Kronberg's way, so we assume that that might have put him on a hit list of Kronberg. However, to do something so obvious, we would believe, is also quite stupid for even Duke Kronberg to do.
It is all very peculiar. Maybe myself and my companions could take a trip home and maybe my father would talk to me and I might be able to gather some more information.
Well, however, we cannot neglect what you said, this mysterious curse which has been plaguing quite a few people, might I say. If what you say, this deal you have made, truly came into fruition, I think the opposite might happen if you encounter him. If he does not remember who you are, a inquisitor accompanying one member of the Liafina is something he will probably not want to have in his personal quarters. So if anything, I would suggest get rid of this curse first before you approach your father. Otherwise, I think we will run into more problems than solutions.
You might be right. I feel like I need to do something. Zephagus has given myself and my group encouragement to try to find a way to end Calyx once and for all.
Yes, we have been now deeply investigating what his deal is, and we are running in quite a few dead ends. On our part, it seems like people who have an innate connection to him, wear this mysterious mark, seem to see things, hear things, know things that people who don't have the mark aren't able to perceive. So unfortunately, without having the mark, there's not much help we can offer. But you being now one of them, I would greatly urge you to make haste. I don't know if you've heard, but someone inside of Suanir has been leaking information. And it does not sound good what is happening there. We are estimating that there might be an expansion of whatever they're doing up north. And all our vision on Sunanir has disappeared except for this one individual who has been leaking information. And we are assuming that the next target will be Ilnir, the village north of Sunanir. And then perhaps from there they will expand and try and invade Zanathan, our capital. So if you are able to find anything about Calyx and anywhere how to stop him, best do it fast. Time is of the essence currently.
I will convene with my group. I'm currently waiting on some armor upgrade and I was told that it could take 3 to 5 days. So as soon as we get that, I'm sure we'll be able to head out. We have a lead of where we might be able to go to encounter Calyx and possibly end it.
Very well. 3 to 5 days. That is quite a long time. But safety precautions have to be made in these times, and I'm sure you will need them.
I agree. I didn't feel comfortable going in to another battle without arming myself better than I was. I did have an encounter with a demon that unfortunately had taken my life. My friends had rallied and Zephagus agreed to help. So I am back and I want to end Calyx once and for all. While I was gone, he put me into some sort of hell.
Yes, we have heard. Many of the people who have contrived this mark are talking about things they've experienced. Mainly negative things, and they are being forced to do things that they do not wish to do. It seems like it's altering their minds. We're believing that whatever is going on inside of Zunanir, they're making use of this. Almost like they are trying to use Calyx as a false prophecy. As I said, they are collecting people en masse. And the longer we wait, the more people will be inflicted. Which is why I urge you to try and be as fast as possible without obviously losing your own life.
I will speak with my group, and I want to thank you again for speaking with me. I do have one favor to ask before I depart.
What is it?
One of my friends is a wizard who is learning more about teleportation circles. I was wondering if you would allow him to come see ours and to possibly use it as a way to come back quickly if necessary.
Yes, of course. We can make the teleportation circles available for faster travel.
I appreciate that. I will bring Dr. Fiera back with me as soon as she is done in the library.
Very well, I shall discuss this with the dukes. Where do you wish to travel to?
I'm not 100% sure on what Dr. Fiera has in mind, but I will definitely talk to her before we come back, so we'll be able to know for sure. I just want us all to be on the same page.
Alright, well, I need to know the specific locations so I can give a heads up to the dukes of the city to inform them that a new individual has acquired access to the teleportation circle.
Okay, give me just a moment. I have a psychic link with Dr. Fiera right now. So let me ask. Fiera?
Yes?
Where were we wanting the teleportation circle to go? I'm currently talking to a member of the Inquisition that would be willing to let us use their circles.
Well, if we're talking about access we need soon, I would believe our best option would be Overmere, as that is close to the border for Colis, since we have to travel there by foot. And maybe Sunanir, since that's probably where we'll end up after we make our investigation. But of course, anywhere else is more than welcome.
Thank you. I also have lots to update the group on about going-ons in Sunanir.
Great.
So I'll look back at Kelvarn. So we're going to be heading towards the border to Colis. And I'm assuming Ovalmir is probably the closest circle that you guys would have to there.
Yes, that is correct.
So if we could have access to that one, it would be much appreciated.
Of course, I shall negotiate with the Duke.
Thank you again. And then I just bow.
Yeah, kind of. Also just gives a slight bow and stands up. But then it seems like you have a lot in front of you. I wish you good luck and good biddings. And I hope you succeed for the benefit of all of us.
Yes, I'm hoping that all of our combined towns will be able to write what is going on.
Yes. And, well, also to update you a bit on the military side of things, since you are traveling towards one of the borders. It seems like there's heavy movement in military, both on our side, Colis' side, and obviously the Holy Legionnaire side. Luckily, it seems like the Crusader Legion inside of Ovalmir has agreed to stay neutral in this conflict no matter what happens. Seems like the ties with Zephygus were strong enough that they aren't willing to pursue any of the, well, further goals that the High Pontiff now has decreed upon us. However, one of our military platoons, or battalions, has been stationed inside of the capital as they are awaiting an invasion from Sunanir, and Colis has been sending all of their troops and war constructs to their 3 borders. We aren't sure whether they're doing this in response of the speech that the High Pontiff made and are preparing for defensive measures, or if they are actually trying to go on the offensive. As you go into the southern border, do not be surprised if you encounter heavy military occupation from Colis' side.
The Colis side, I wish could say surprised me, but it doesn't. When we were back in Sunanir, we learned that they might be Colis might be playing an integral part in all of this.
Yes, they have been relatively quiet to our comms. They don't seem to be giving much information, however they seem confident enough in their ability to take on the Holy Legionnaires. We believe they have something up their sleeve which makes them believe that.
It's possible that they have access to a chrysalis that was stolen from Sunanir.
Oh, I am sure they have access to quite a few chrysalises. It's more the worry on how they are going to utilize them. Anyways, do not worry about that too much. First focus on the issue at hand, and if you're able to succeed on that side, maybe I'll have to task you to look into that one too. But maybe keep your ears sharp while you're at the borders of colors. Maybe you'll be able to find something out.
I will do my best.
Very well. Good luck. And then
Thank you.
he turns around and then leaves, leaving you alone. And that is where we're gonna jump to Eirik. What do you wish to do?
All right. So I would have taken some time to pour over my notes to try to come up with something else to add to my fidget spinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll start taking everything apart that I've already built. And instead of a little rod of metal inside, I'm going to take a piece of that petrified wood that I took from the ruins, and I'm going to carve that into a really smooth cylinder, sand it down, make it really nice and smooth. And I'm going to put that inside where the ball bearings are instead. Then I'm going to I have a lighter that I found, I think, in the tunnel. I'm going to take that lighter, I'm going to pick it apart, and I'm going to fashion the flint and steel inside that lighter into the center of the fidget spinner, so that when it spins, it will spark itself, and hopefully that energy can feed into the petrified wood core and see if that's going to be the spark that I need.
Okay, very, very interesting contraption. I like it. And which skill would you like to use to attempt this?
I'm going to do history using some of the knowledge I have about conductivity, electrical conductivity and stuff that I read in the books and blueprints at the archive.
Okay, yeah. That is a 20. Once again, you are creating this contraption and you feel a bit confident in how that works as you're kind of creating these sparks, and as you're turning and kind of field testing it, you're able to construct it the way you want it to, and it seems to be working. And what happens is when it spins, it kind of ignites the wood inside a bit, and that then releases a bit of gas out, and it kind of spirals up in like this kind of helix form, and it kind of fills the room a bit. And you can, as you kind of breathe it in, you can feel, oh, this has a very somewhat like a poisonous gas. It isn't like the electricity you expected it to have. It seems like more that this petrified wood has a bit of a noxious residue to its fumes after having been ignited. But its effect, unfortunately, isn't strong enough to be potent enough to affect any creature within it. However, if you find a source that has a stronger kind of noxious fume, you could create a gas cloud that does actually do that. Or if you have a kind of more electrical charge, like a gem or something like that, that kind of harnesses electrical energy, you could potentially put that inside as well.
All right. What if I go and take out my vial of poison, dip the wood into the poison to saturate it, and then try to reform it.
That could potentially work. And you know what? I will just say, I will remind you that you can put Flash of Genius on any of your rolls. So you could put it on your history check, making it at 25.
That's a good point. I could have been doing that.
Yeah. And since this is a Flash of Genius, literally,
Yeah.
and 25 was the DC, so it fits perfectly as you kind of put it and tongue it into the poison and try and you test it on yourself, I guess.
You just hear thud. I just pass out upstairs.
Yeah, and then yeah, and it does work. The poison that then kind of gets mixed inside of these fumes, kind of instead of having the normal toxic kind of poisonous effects that it usually have, kind of mixed with the fumes of this petrified wood, turns into a very kind of what's it called, muscle tensioning catalyst that once you breathe it in, your kind of breath staggers, kind of restraining your movement for a bit, and you successfully are able to craft this item, which also should already be in D&D Beyond. I forgot what it was called. Do you have a name?
I don't think I actually gave it a specific name.
I know I created it and I gave it a name, but I didn't know.
I mean, for the moment, I'm calling it a fidget spinner, but
yeah, what did I? No, it wasn't that. Ooh.
Iric is
fit-
basically creating toys,
Yeah.
wheelies, fidget spinners.
I wrote fidget spanner in the message to you.
I don't think I used that. I think I might have missed that part. Oh man, I've got too many frigging custom things that I got. Or maybe I. Now I'm questioning whether or not I actually created it. Maybe I just did the other one you wanted to do. That might actually also be the case. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna just put it on hold. I will create it right now. And while I do that,
Got some time.
we will then. I would say that would take a while.
Yeah.
That takes you a while, probably the same amount of time that Fiera kind of then finishes her endeavor to create all that her spell.
Close like 4 different books about history of teleportation circles and
Yeah.
sigils and how to make magic.
Yes. And you have now free time after spending 10 hours doing this.
Yeah, some evening's coming. I don't think we have the link anymore, as it's been 10 hours since I've seen Arya.
Yep.
Do I have messages to send? But I guess I'll use a 4th level spell slot to cast sending to Arya.
Are you still in the library?
Yes. Finally finished my work. Are you at the Inquisition building? I have time to figure out this place's sigil.
Yes, I was just about finished here. So that's great timing.
Okay, I guess I'll go back to where I remember it to be, where we spent a whole 5 minutes at.
Yeah, it's right outside of, the
I think it was close.
yeah, my main hall of the library. It's one of the exterior buildings, and easily enough, probably you kind of step outside the door, and you can see Fiera approach.
wave. Well, I finished my research for the day. Should we go inside and take a peek? I haven't done this before, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to go back in. I need a moment just to breathe. I just learned a lot of stuff about home that was a little overwhelming.
I'm not whatsoever surprised. It seems like a lot's going on everywhere.
My family's essentially turning on Israel's.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little discerning. I just take a couple big deep breaths, and then I'm like, all right, let's go inside.
Yeah, one thing at a time.
Okay. Remind me once again, since I'm simultaneously creating this magic item. Where are you going?
Oval mirror.
Oh, to the teleportation circle. Okay.
Yeah, just so I can jot it down for this place and make sure they know who I am.
Yeah. Yes. You kind of re-enter, and since you're accompanied by an Inquisition member, they do let you inside and kind of explain what's been happening. And then after a short while, you can see one other member of the Inquisition kind of comes towards you and seems to be like a high elf. Looks very similar to you, Arya, actually. Also similar age, dressed in cloak, seems to be a lower station, and says, yes, the headmasters made the negotiations, and you are allowed to look at them. We would just need a few information about the one wishing to note down the teleportation circle, just so we can take note of who has access to it. And I presume you are the individual?
Yes.
Dr. Fiera.
Okay, well, then I need your full name, where you come from.
Of course. Well, I'm Dr. Fiera Kron of Fibrideus Canaan.
Alright, and what are your intentions of using the circle?
Well, currently I am working with Arya and the one under her protection, Azraeliafina. Together we are, I guess, working on some of the problems in Azathia, and it would be quite convenient to be able to travel faster.
Okay, purposes of travel. And do you have any other or access to any other teleportation circles at this very moment?
No.
Alright, very well. Noted. Then that would do this for now. Please follow me. And she then takes you to the back end of the library, where there's a door that seems to go into a other more central chamber. Going there, you can see there's a long hallway with a lot of different doors. You can see out of one of them, two Inquisition members kind of step out, their book under their arms, seem like study chambers or meeting halls. And walking down this hallway, at the very end, there seems to be a larger set of double doors, which there are two guards kind of standing side by side. You seem to be very heavily armored elven guards. Similar how you've seen in the high castle of Zunania. So there seems to be a high effort in trying to protect this specific door, whatever's inside. She kind of goes there, kind of flashes a badge. They just kind of nod and open the door. And there you can see a staircase that leads downwards. And similar to the teleportation circles that you have seen when you were in Zunania, this is like a hollow tower with a staircase that leads down, and then there are chambers that are kind of nested inside of this hollow tower. And this, similar to the archives, is a tower that goes downwards and not upwards. And as such, she kind of leads you down, and she kind of passes a few chambers before she gets to one, and says, so this is the chambers that will bring you to Ovalmir.
Thank you.
Yeah. So are we able to like enter and look around then?
You could enter inside if you wish to go to Ovalmir right now.
Oh, okay. Can I see the sequence where we're standing? Or can I like go to the edge of it and look in?
Yeah, she kind of opens the door. You can make an Arcana check real quick.
Sure.
26. Yeah, with your newly acquired knowledge about teleportation circles and different kinds of teleportation circles, you know that in these towers, most of these are one-way teleportation circles. So this one specifically will only lead you to Ovalmir.
Right.
And that's it. And you would... scribing this down wouldn't have any benefit for you, since it's only used to transport you to one specific place. So they probably have a teleportation circle that also receives visitors. So probably one that is for the archive itself, where the others are linked towards it, if you understand what I'm saying.
I see. So we can use this to get there.
And then
but
you-
if I want us to get there, I'd have to get the one at Overmere.
Yeah, so after you step inside there and you arrive there, the one that you then arrive on, you could then write down or remember, and then you get it.
Wonderful. And then would I have access to the one that would bring me here, should we need to return?
Yes, of course. Sure, I'll add that to the list, and then she then writes down a further notation, and yes, all the way to the top then, and then she kind of goes up, and the first room that you kind of went past, she then opens up the door there, and there you can see a very intricately inscribed magic circle with inlaced silver to make the enchantment permanent, and you can gladly spend a few minutes to kind of note that down.
Perfect. First one on the list. Okay. And then, do we need to notify people when we're about to use these, or what's the protocol? Do we have just open access once we have our names?
Usually it's open access, since we only give this to close members, and we will just keep track every time you use them, just in case if anything does happen, we have a record of when you do things.
That makes sense. Well, wonderful. Look to Arya. Well, I guess once we're ready, we can use the Ovalmere transport. Yeah, we should just get on to our preparations.
Yes. I believe everybody else is at the tower. Maybe we should get back there and think about dinner.
Oh, right, that will probably disappear soon. Yes, we should do that. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's head back.
And then I bow as we're walking out.
Yep, she does too. And you walk out, which is where we will then go to what's he called? Icewear back, as you now enter the main chambers of Zephyrus himself. And man, it's multitasking really difficult.
DMs don't multitask. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They don't have multiple tabs open in their brains at all times.
Yeah, I
Like a
definitely
browser.
don't have to create a spell and a magic item for what the spell is and so on.
It doesn't have to be done this second. Like,
No, it's so good. It's so good. Once you enter through the kind of platinum door, which obviously first opens up, you can see behind here there isn't like this golden kind of plasma shield. It is this very bright white, reflective kind of platinum glow, almost like holy lights that you step through to get into where the inner chambers of Zephyrus are. And as soon as you step inside, unlike the other areas, which are, you know, kind of just a continuation of the circle itself, you actually enter inside of what seems to be a larger hall. And as you go inside, you can see this is a large room that is shaped like a decagon, or a 5-sided plane, so a wall with 10 sides. I don't know if is it decagon or decagon? Anyone know?
Deca is what I've always thought of.
Yeah, I think it's Deca, but I would not be quoted on anything geometry, so.
Oh yeah, they do say double decker bus. I don't know if that's related at all, but then it's a decagon and not a decagon. You can correct me in the comments. A decagon-shaped chamber, and it has this kind of pointed rooftop to it that also has 10 sides. This very pristine, clear, orange-tinted marble floor with silver patterns that kind of go across it, very vibrant and bright. And the first thing you also notice is that the center of this room is a round table that a particular individual is sitting inside of. And it's Otul again. He's kind of just sitting there, smiling as you kind of enter through into this large, more echoing chamber. And as you kind of look around you, at the top, you can see on the ceiling, on each of the kind of 10 plates that make up the ceiling, there seems to be different star constellations. You recognize 4 of them, as you have talked with Fiera about star constellations before. Those are the ones you have been taught of, the daughters of the Night Weaver. However, there seem to be 6 others that you do not recognize. And they seem to be almost like moving a bit and glowing. Almost like they're being projected onto there.
Alright. Does it seem like there is some sort of words? What are words?
A good question.
Like a, you know, this.
A window?
Oh,
Double
come on.
plane?
No, a Does it seem like there's a way that things? Wow. Like, is there like a certain system to the way things are placed? Like, is it like themed? Like, these are like spells, this is history, a little bit like the others, like sections before.
Yeah, the weird thing is I stay inside is this big hallway, and you do not see any bookshelves whatsoever. You just see this empty hallway with the table where Otul is sitting inside of.
And then I'm going to approach Otul to chat with him.
He just kind of smiles as you approach him. Welcome, Heuser.
Hello. I am looking for information, possibly about the Dryadolus Court. Would there be anything here that could help me? Perhaps?
I believe so. So you wish to research historical events?
Yes.
Very well then. And then you can see as is sitting inside of this table, he kind of turns around and you can see this large wheel that is in the middle of this round table that he was kind of sitting in front of. And he kind of turns around, places his two large hands on it, and then he starts to crank it. And as he do so, you can see all of the 10 walls kind of also move. And as he does so, you can see that the entrance you went inside of kind of gets blocked by one of the walls and disappears. As in on the other side, on one of the 10 walls where there was no door before, a door appears in. As he shifts that. He said, you may enter inside there and hopefully find what you're looking for.
Thank you very much. And I'll walk to that spot.
Yep, you go over there and you see this very ornately carved door with a lot of kind of fey imagery that is kind of placed onto it. They're like silver and golden kind of fragments placed inside of it, making it look very natural, but obviously crafted. And a kind of round door handle that you then grab. And as soon as you touch it, you can see your necklace glow up a bit. And then you just hear a as you then open the door, as it then locks itself for you. And as you open it up, you can see a very narrow hallway that doesn't go for very long. You can already see the end. It's maybe like a max of 20 feet. And then fairly close bookshelves that are lined with books, and they don't seem to be filled at all. They seem to be decently scarce, so there aren't a ton of books. Still a lot of books, but you know, not like the main body of the archive itself. And you can step inside and make an investigation check to try and see if you find anything here.
Do not fail me. Do not.
Ooh, that is a 4.
Those archives are gonna be the death of me. This is where my dice go to die.
Yeah, you kind of step inside of here, and funnily enough, though there seems to be a lot about history, are you able to read? Yeah, you are able to read Draconic. So you see a lot of Draconic scriptures, and most of the books just have kind of Draconic titles, and there you don't find any mention of anything Fey related. As you're kind of sifting through them, you're kind of like brushing over them. Most of the parchment seems like very old, and even if you find something that seems to be Fey related, it's kind of, you know, very aged and weathered that you aren't able to make anything out. Many of the things are also sometimes written in Sylvan, but it has like this kind of old dialect, almost like if you see ancient English terms of how, you know, priests and nuns used to write, you can't read any of the handwriting that is inside of it. It's like so old that it's just like an A doesn't look like an A anymore, a D doesn't look like a D anymore, and you're struggling to find any valuable information, at least in the time you spent inside of here.
I'm going to try and refocus and look for anything that has the word Servilon on it. Try to shift a little bit my research. Thinking like I might be a little bit in too deep. Let's try for something that I know a little bit more of.
Yeah, you can definitely attempt again. Kind of going through that again, focusing on a word now.
It's my Hail Mary and last attempt, please. Oh my god. What is wrong with my dice?
An 11. You do find the word Servalon like several times, but it doesn't seem to be related in the context you're wishing to find it in. There's an old book about, fey spirits or fey deities that are believed to have existed, and there you, underneath that section, you read Servalon, but it's all information that your mentor has already taught you. So what would probably have been new information for many people, it is not new information for you, since, you had one of the Fey Court members kind of teach it to you directly. So it's just rehashing information that has already been taught to you, and you don't get anything new, unfortunately.
Alright. I'll still take some time if possible, and you can probably send me that later. Just take some time to rewrite for myself at least, like, the names of the Fey spirits, just in case we stumble upon them during our travels and things that are upcoming, because I know that is something that would be possibly becoming important. So yeah, I'll take some time to at least take down those, just to have them in mind for future reference.
Yes, of course. Can definitely do that, as you note a few of the names that are inscribed inside of here. With that, I think we will then go to, I guess, Eirik again.
Okay, after being passed out from my thing, I'll wake myself up again, and kind of just take a second to actually realize that I just built a thing, something that I planned out and, did some research on, actually worked, and that's pretty exciting. The next thing, I'm just going to pull out what I bought a while ago, the two rings of metal, the one of steel and one of brass, and I'm going to just start, I'm going to cut the steel up into little segments, kind of just like, little half moon segments, and I'm going to put little rivets in each of them so that they're all attached and they can all kind of like curl and spin individually in a little bit of in a circle. And then I'll affix the brass steel ring, or the brass ring to the steel ring, and in a way that can kind of the same thing with those steel pieces, that they can kind of fold and contract on each other. Yeah, so I'll just spend some time doing that, I guess.
Okay.
Because that's just like mechanical. That's not the hardest thing in the world.
Yep. Then, once again, which skill do you want to use to kind of craft this boy?
I mean, there's not much. I suppose just sleight of hand again to make sure everything is well lubricated and the spacing is all correct so that the shape actually, forms a nice circle.
Yeah. Can use that. A 19. Yeah. That is easy enough for you to do, and you are able to apply it in the wanted mechanical fashion that you wanted to.
Great. And then I'll take the lens out that I just bought yesterday, and I'll spend some time just polishing that up and making it like as clear as possible. And I don't know, like the observatory is just an open ceiling, right?
I think it's like a dome with detail.
Yeah, it's like dome with multiple windows that you can open and close that have
Okay.
like different angles.
So I'll use I'll polish it up and I'll keep going out to check, I'll point it up at the sun and see if I can start getting some like really clear reflections and light rays coming through it to get as focused a beam as possible.
Yeah. So you kind of attach it to the contraption you made before to, adjust it and see whether or not it works. And yeah, from a mechanical perspective, it does as you would expect it from a lens perspective, at least. It does kind of refract or reflect light or focus light in this instance the way you wish.
And I can, open and close the shutters, I suppose, to focus that light a little bit. So I'll just leave that aside, and I'll tidy up all my stuff, and I'll kind of like clean up a little bit because I'm probably like sweaty and dusty, and I'll head downstairs to see if people are still there.
Yeah, I think Arya and Fiera, you are returning. And I would say it's probably around the same time as you were kind of spending quite a bit of time fiddling around there. And it would also be probably this time around that's kind of getting to the more evening hours as it's approaching 6 p.m.
Okay, I guess I'll stop in the Griffin's Feather before I head into the tower.
Okay, yeah. See that the owner, what's his name again? Ilton is, in the process of closing, and says, yes, you have returned. Are you here to make a last-minute purchase?
That's exactly what I need. I seem to have used all my supplies.
Well, then, come inside. And kind of steps in. And
I was wondering, your inks, are there different qualities?
some are just more valuable than others, making the process of transcribing easier, since the words themselves need a connection to the weave through which you can then cast your spells. And the more attunement the ink has, the less wounds you have to write down. But of course, the more expensive it gets.
Of course. You don't have inks that have like sort of like a powder of precious jewels kind of crushed into it?
Excuse me, could you repeat that again?
Well, in my research for how to use the teleportation sigils in each city, it seems I need ink that has a powder of precious gems infused into it.
Okay. I thought you said something else. But yes, this is what most of my higher quality inks is made out of. It is
perfect.
crushed gems, though I only have a limited supply, since I don't come across crushed gems very often. And
I can imagine.
my wallet also is quite limited when it comes to that.
Well, how much do you have right now?
Right now I would have right around 300 gold worth of ink with crushed gems.
Okay, well, I'll take it all, obviously. And then if I could also have about 400 gold worth of your best paper, and I could use some new quills. And then some of the ink required to transcribe. Maybe a nice bundle.
Yes, of course. 400 gold worth of transcribing materials, you say, and 300 gold worth of gem crushed ink. That can be done. And
Okay.
would you like a better, more fancy quill that's easy on the hand?
I did get quite sore today, actually, yes.
Well, you can use one of these, kind of gestures to one made out of the finest alloys that can be found and crafted expertly by myself, and this would run you around 20 gold for extra comfort while writing.
Could I try it out first?
Of
Make sure it
course.
fits my hand.
Yes, yes. Kind of hands it over to you. You can see this very nice copper looking main body with kind of like a twirling feathery embroidery that goes around the body, and this very nice golden tip. As you kind of take it to the hand, it feels very lightweight and soft. And as you press onto the paper, you can see that the flink very effortlessly flows out, and it's a very consistent flow of ink, which allows you to write very smoothly instead of, you know, some quills that are bad quality. Sometimes a lot of ink comes out and you spill a bit, and then you smudge stuff like that, making it very light, and it's a very soft touch.
Well, this is exactly what I'm looking for, so I'll definitely take one.
Very well, then. That will be a total of 720 gold.
Yep, I'll pay it.
He takes it all, and you receive the materials you asked for.
Whew. Well, wonderful. Definitely glad that someone with such good stock like you is in town and available.
Well, I'm obviously specialized here. You will have hard time finding the same sort of quality and quantity anywhere else.
Perfect. Well, in probably an hour or so, I should have another dish prepared. This one's actually from Colas.
Well, though the sort of colors betters my taste buds a bit, but maybe they have some good food.
One's quite a stomach full, so I hope you're hungry.
I always am. Especially since yesterday I would not be able to get enough.
Then make way to the tower. Although I have to resummon it. So I guess when I get inside, I'll just yell up. Anyone inside still?
Just for like future thing, you don't have to like always re-summon it. You just kind of apply.
Well, I want to change the layout.
Okay,
so that
then
make it a little
yeah,
awkward.
okay. Yeah, then you do have to re-summon it.
Yeah, hi, what, hi, hey.
Hi, can you come out just for a moment?
Okay. Climb on down.
Perfect. And then yeah, I will recast it, and this time the floors are gonna be the dining room and kitchen will be on the bottom floor. The second floor will be empty. Third floor will be the treasury, and fourth still the observatory. So I'm just adding an empty floor.
Okay. And it gets constructed.
Perfect. So what have you been doing, Eric?
Just took some time and been working upstairs, making a couple things, and successfully, I may add.
Good. That does terrify me because my telescope is quite expensive. But
Nothing went wrong.
oh,
I passed out once, but that's neither here nor there. I woke up, I'm fine.
Right. I made an empty room just for you.
I'm great.
And anything you want to put in there, we can keep in there if you so wish.
My goodness. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Not that I don't want to be stepping on people's toes, but like that's great.
Well, no worries. So, I guess let's go wait for Azrael. I'll cook up a new dish. Everybody can just help themselves.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Other thing that should sound good to you is I added it. So when you
I just found it.
okay, very nice. He was already on his tippy toes. Yeah, so you can use it once for a long rest, after which you have to recharge it, and it is a concentration spell, as you know.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. And Arya's also there, so I guess you just kind of all hunker down, relax a bit. And Israel, do you return or?
Yes, once I've written down what I was writing down, I would then make my way back towards the tower.
Okay. Yes. I'm trying to remember that. Have I ever sent you the list of them? Of these spirits?
Nope. I do not have it, which is why I specifically said you can send it to me.
Okay.
Whenever.
Then I guess I can just do it now. It is a fairly big list.
I'm guessing, yeah.
None of us are shocked.
Yeah.
Not even the slightest.
So I'll just send it here. Hopefully it doesn't go over the word limit. It doesn't. Nice. So I have to change a bit of here. Okay. Yeah. So you kind of write that down and just return to the other people. And bloop, here you go. Can spend the time looking at that. And these are listed as kind of like spirits, specifically not deities or something like that. And the second list I will send you, which is a lot smaller, which is only 3 names, which has the name of Servalon inside of it. And how you got aware of this are like believed to be Fey kind of deity entities. So they are seen as deities, which you would know Servalon is a part of. Oop. Nope, what the fuck is going on? There you go. Wait a word, it's at.
Yep.
Jeez.
There are names in those lists that I do recognize.
Yeah.
My brain is braining tonight, which is good.
Your brain is braining.
Okay. Now that that's sorted. Y'all chill. For a bit.
Nice.
And
So Azrael's back.
yeah, I will say Azrael's back.
Do you want me to check on your father quick, see if he is up and about?
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Arya's eyes just go like super big.
Perfect.
yes, definitely. If I can have any news on my father, that would be really appreciated.
Okay. I'm gonna try to cast sending to Cernan, I believe his name was.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cernan and Cervalon are very close. But yeah, I'll send a message to him and hope he's up. Good evening. It's Fiera, the redhead traveling with Izrael. I heard of your recovery. We're relieved. Are you strong enough to respond to future messages?
You sent a message out. And you receive no answer.
Oh God, what was the other guy's name? Sending list. Veltrax. Okay, I'll send a message. Veltrax right away since I haven't heard anything in a little bit. Is Cernan able to receive messages? Azrael's wondering how he's doing.
You get a response. As at the moment he's still in the process of recovering. He's been sleeping most of the time. Best not to disturb his rest. But he's doing fine.
Good news. Yeah, I share that with you. It seems he's awake some of the time, but he's still recovering. So it's just a matter of getting him at the right time. But he seems to be on the mend.
Well, in my world, that's good news. So I'll take it as it is. He is alive. He is okay. And I am sure my mother and Veltrax are taking good care of him.
Sounds like.
About your dad. My family might have had more to do with it than we thought.
What do you mean by that?
So I fill you in on all of the things that Kelvarn had told me about what's going on at home.
Yep, you hear about how the Einzig family had created connections with the Kronberg and how they might have potentially played a crucial role in staging or funding or whatever the assassination on your father.
Do you remember when we left for Sunanir? I told you I did not trust that guy for a minute.
Yes.
I definitely do not trust him at all.
It
I
sounds like he's working with that group in Sunir, the Truth Seeker Fellowship.
I got asked if I knew that that was my family's plan all along. And it just, none of it makes sense to me.
I am kind of shocked that your family would do that, knowing our history, but at the same time,
and knowing that I'm with you?
Yes, indeed. Like, we are traveling together, advertising ourselves together.
I really think it has to do with my response to Caleb.
EJ?
I I don't know if he's to blame on this. Although he may have been involved, I have a feeling Kronberg is to blame for this.
I don't know, but I was tasked, well, not so much tasked, but encouraged even more by the Inquisition to end Calyx. So as soon as my armor is ready and any other loose ends that we have, I think that we all need to make haste.
Right. See, my question is, if we do defeat Calyx, what happens to the things he's changed? Will people remember Eirik?
Well, he does not want to be perceived, so
Right, but after we end him, would that affect end?
that is a
Would
good question.
would whatever happened to Arya's family be undone?
Nobody knows.
And that's just we're just running with the assumption that we're the only ones affected by him.
Oh,
It's not the case. There were hundreds of
Mm.
people down there. So
Mhm.
how many other
From-
families are forgotten? How many other people are,
From
Yeah.
what I
Suffering.
was from what I was told, other people are almost being used as like an army,
Yes. It sounds like a
and
cult's being made around Calyx.
they believe that Calyx is being used to further.
remember what Zephicus said. There is a divine nature to Calyx's abilities, and the Holy Lichnius deals in divine interventions and divine magic. So I would not be surprised if they were trying to harness whatever he's doing, or maybe are at the origin of it, like way back, and are now just fueling him.
It's bad. Which is why people like us have to end it.
So we have to find a way to stop divine intervention.
Maybe? I'm not sure. If someone like Arya, we found, I assume within Calyx's being, whatever he is, was fighting, then I feel like others have to be fighting as well. So maybe we aren't as alone as we, perceive ourselves to be.
We
But
also found that pamphlet that said if we go back to where he was born, we could find more information.
that's a necessity.
Yeah.
And then I also will look to Fiera and mention how the Legion is going to stay out of it.
I mean, that's good.
I
It's
didn't know
strange.
how you would feel about it.
I mean, it just means that the High Cleric and the Legion of the Written Word is of the better side of Lichnius. And there is less and less of those factions staying out of things. So it's good.
There's just so much going on.
I'm going, and I look at Arya. I'm going to promise you one thing right now. Once we're done with all of him and I point to my arm, I'm going to punch Kronberg square in the jaw.
I'll hold him.
I honestly feel like he's behind what your family did. I refuse to believe that your family did this willingly. This is not like them. This is not like you. This is not how you were raised. This is not how I know your family. It makes no sense. And I'm convinced Kronberg is behind it.
So are they holding... Is he holding something over them? Is he controlling them?
That slinky motherfucker controls the information that goes in and out. And he works underground with shady shit.
I don't think that they hold anything over them. I mean, my mom knows about all of the trade in Azathia.
Well, remember what happened in Sunanir? The entire, what's it called? Collective of dukes in the city are slowly being manipulated one by one to work for the pact. When it's clear that not all of them are agreed toward it, but they're more afraid of resisting whatever is pressuring them. So the same thing is happening in your home.
Yep. And my father has always been extremely vocal being against that pact. And
now
there
we know what
was...
happened.
Yeah.
In order to send a message, you have to know the person, right? Or how does it work?
The better I know them, the higher chance of success if I haven't met them. If I've met them, it's fairly easy. If I haven't, it's chance.
Okay.
But it sounds like we need to focus on EJ first. So we keep preparing for a couple days. We have found a way to get to Overmere through a teleportation sigil. And I can get us back here, but Sunir's pretty far. I don't know how to get us back there.
I don't...
Well,
That'd be dangerous
If we
as
have to go there.
hell.
we might be able to use the Inquisition to get back. I didn't ask for this time. It sounds like things are really bad there, so I'd rather focus on Calyx first before we even think about going back
Right.
there.
And who knows what information we may gain. They could send us somewhere else.
Exactly.
Okay, so smaller step, we get to the spot where he was born. In one piece, and we're prepared for whatever we face there.
Going to that spot doesn't mean that we're going to face him, but it also doesn't mean that we're not going to. So we should prepare ourselves to either just find information and be on a bit of a goose chase, or,
Literally.
we should prepare ourselves to either fight or just learn more and leave to another spot.
And politics could be involved depending how close to the border we get to.
Everything's just complicated everywhere.
Yes.
That's right. Colis is going to be pretty close, and last we heard, they were getting ready to
It sounds
defend
like they're looking
themselves.
for a fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Has that evolved at all? And I'm asking that to Arya.
I don't really know a whole lot. And then I just kind of share what little bit I do know, and how they're kind of pushing back into Azathia.
So we might encounter some people up there.
Yes.
We will have to be very careful about what we tell whoever we meet, and make sure to make ourselves understood that we're not looking for a fight with anyone.
Right. We should maybe even keep what specifically we're looking for on the down low and just say we are researching like demon activity or something. Because we have no idea who is friend or foe in Colas.
We can say because it's a funnel of territory, you know, it's an area of interest demon wise, that maybe there's some kind of energy or, you know, path that they take through there.
Yeah, we can figure it out.
It also might be wise if, I mean, I don't say my last name very often, but it might be best, Israel, if you don't say your last name as well.
The closer we will get to the border, the less I will be naming myself at all. I do not want to be put in a position where I have to choose between my family and the greater good. My family is completely outside of what we are doing right now.
That's well put.
Is it maybe best if we just don't use names at all? Like, that way we're not dropping our names somewhere, just even totally, you know, inconspicuously. If we
can
just
keep it simple, just we are a mercenary group that go by the Fate Weavers.
That's what I was gonna say. We can just Fate Weaver 1, Fate Weaver 2, Fate Weaver 3, and Fate Weaver 4.
Yeah. Perfect. Couldn't agree more.
Farah, what did you make us for dinner? I know that you were cooking some things.
Oddly enough, I have made a dish that my mother learned in Colas. It's called the Miner's Meal. It's a bowl. It's basically Thanksgiving in a bowl. There is mashed potatoes, gravy. Next to it, there's bread. Next to it, there's like a meat. This will be turkey. And then next to it, there's like a jam kind of pudding. And it's just all in the bowl, like just all around it.
Kentucky Fried Collis.
Yes, they eat these in the mines to keep the miners full of energy and, well, mining.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I guess you can also just make a history check to see how well this dish turns out.
It's probably not going to be as good as the last one.
Is it gourmet or is it TV dinner?
Let's see, history. Oof.
I mean, 14 is still pretty damn good.
It's average.
I'll take it.
No, 10 is average. 14 is like pretty decent. Like it's, you know, restaurant level.
I'll take.
Good thing you got a +9 on that one.
I mean, I would have used some resources if it went the way. Change fate for a good meal.
Yeah, so you all have a hearty meal. It's probably just because it's a lot, since, dwarves eat a lot. That
Yeah, it's a
it's
stomach filling meal.
Yeah, exactly. It tastes really good. It's just because it's so much that the fill amount kind of makes the experience maybe not as pleasant as the Yeshimon dish, which was like perfectly balanced in all ways.
It's made for minors. It's not made for, the king.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And probably the good working miners, since you would also know that, the miners don't usually get that well fed.
And they're usually slaves sometimes. So.
Yeah. Very often, actually. But,
Yeah.
yes, that sort maybe sours your taste a bit. Elton comes in. He also enjoys the food, but he also kind of snarks about, there's a few qualms he has with colors and, the fact that they use slavery and such, and that he's not a big fan of it. But he still eats the meal because, food is food.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
I would say the meal comes to an end. Elton once again thanks the delicious meal that you have made for him, and leaves, and the day slowly comes to an end. Is there anything else left to do for anyone as the last nightly hours encroach onto you?
I don't think so.
I guess I will. Eirik, let me show you your room. Or the room I conjured for you.
Sure, yeah.
Then we go in there. So you've been crafting?
A couple little things, yeah.
How'd they go?
Oh, one seemed to work. Yeah, I said I passed out was because of this little thing. Pull out the spinner. First glance, fidget spinner. Just holding it, spinning it.
Yeah,
Just in my fingers.
Okay.
The steel metal, like as it's spinning, the light's catching it, it's kind of reflecting, it's all nice and shiny. Maybe step back, just try not to be within 10 feet of it.
Have I had time to have a short rest?
Yeah, as you were eating the meal, definitely.
Thank God. I just want to make sure I get a spell slot back, just in case. No, step back.
Start spinning it, and I'll click down on the two finger pads, and you'll just hear a little click, and that's the flint and steel engaging, and I'll just toss it out into the corner of the room.
And as soon as he's further, you can see like a bit of a gas fume immediately emitting out of the one of the sides of the fidget spinner. As it lands on the floor, the fidget spinner kind of accelerates a bit from the heat that's generated, kind of creates an updraft. As soon as that happens, this kind of spiral of smoke kind of gets conjured up out of the holes that were put inside of the fidget spinner, creating this helix effect that kind of opens up into a 10-foot radius sphere that... Does it actually take up the entire room? Since this room... How big is this room?
It would be 10 by 10.
So yeah, it will actually take out the entire room. So you all can make a constitution saving. So hey, test how effective it is. As the gas kind of fills up this room.
I thought it was a column. I didn't think it was a sphere.
Well, it is like a column, but column sphere. It's kind of the same. Okay, so what is your spell save DC, Eirik? I think it's like 17? Or is it 16?
It is a 17, so I will use my Flash of Genius.
Okay, so you're okay. You step
Assume
outside.
you're not trying to kill me, so I will bear through it.
You take a big breath in as the fumes kind of spread quickly throughout the entire room. And as you inhale it, you can see your muscle function just kind of lax a bit, and you feel this weird twitching sensation as you aren't able to control your muscles anymore, and you are considered restrained as you are inside of this fume, unable to kind of.
Shit. Sorry. God damn it. Okay. Shit. It works though. Hold on.
You just see Fiera kind of spasming a bit, unable to properly control herself. You can still like move, but in very odd ways.
God damn it. Okay.
I'm trying to go for a window to open it.
You can't move. Your legs are completely just.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm trying.
I'll see what she's trying to do, and I'll go over to the window. Yeah, and I'll drag her. I'm just gonna drag her to the window and open it and try to give her some air.
Well, you both have to make another Constitution saving throw since this is a lasting effect, and you're seeing
my
inside of the
gosh.
fumes.
I'm glad we didn't go upstairs, Izarel.
Yeah, Fiera is still just. As you kind
God
of.
damn it.
You open up the window, but the gas that is emitted is localized to this area, so even opening up the window doesn't do anything as the gas just keeps spiraling through the entire chamber. So
Come on. Slap her. Get it.
I should have counterspelled.
And after a minute or so, the fidget spinner stops turning, and the gas kind of starts to dissipate.
God, I'm so sorry. I didn't
No, it's. Congratulations, that was awful. And I assume you're not going to use it on me.
No, of course not. God, I don't know. Oh, man. Oh,
Well,
okay. Don't do it in close quarters. That's...
well, unless it's against enemies,
Well, sure.
then it's really effective.
Yeah, but, well, that's what it is.
My gosh. Yeah, that seems pretty useful.
I'll, I mean, like I've been saying, we've needed things to help us control a battlefield. Where, like...
That seems effective.
At least everything that I do is very much just like hit the thing. We need a little bit more.
Right. Oh. Hey, Arya, can you come down for a sec?
I'm trying to blow the gas
Oh my
out.
god, the Discord just break.
Yeah.
It broke for me, so it might take
Oh,
a minute
no.
to
Oh.
reconnect.
Oh no.
And in the meantime, I
Yep,
saw
5,000 ping.
and Arya.
That's a lot of ping.
Okay, he's just keep going.
What?
No, he can't hear us. His internet is breaking.
Oh.
But we can hear him perfectly fine.
Yeah,
I
as
know.
per
Mhm.
usual. And see him perfectly fine, which is also very funny.
Yep, that's always funny. Mostly like when it happens to me and
robot
you're
voice.
all. Yep.
Oh, I heard him. You
just look weird because you're like,
back.
I don't.
Hey!
Oh,
Okay,
there
okay,
he
okay.
is. Just had to call you weird and it worked.
Yep.
We're in the Tower of Weird, so
Ooh.
So Arya, were you able to come down?
Yeah,
everything's fine. It's safe.
I was oblivious to everything to begin with.
Yeah, I'm
luckily
just telling you,
weren't
it's
here
safe.
before. But since we're showing off our new abilities for combat, Arya, do you mind trying to punch me? Oh my
What?
god, not again. It's doing the thing again.
Oh my god.
I love how both Matt and
Discord, why?
Felicia had the rubbing their eyes
Yeah, no,
at the same time.
I'm sure it's fine. You guys are robots. which is lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Just sit back and enjoy
So you know.
Matt's rambling.
Yep. Or we can also
I can-
just
we
talk
can act out that would
until.
help,
This is
Okay.
probably
just-
how it feels like
So
if you have that. Oh, you
Nope.
completely disconnected.
okay,
Oh,
so while he's not here, I'm going to make a mind link with Izarel.
okay.
And I'm gonna be like, do we want to know anything about Fiera? And Fiera has to answer truthfully.
Ooh. Not currently, but let's keep it in mind.
Dang it, this would be the perfect opportunity.
I understand, but I choose to trust.
Hey.
Ooh, it said no route. Oh, I think I'm back.
Oh, are you back?
Yep. Hello.
Good.
Hello?
Yep, I think I'm here.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
you're
can
here
hear
for
you.
us.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So Arya, do you want to try to punch me? Or you can try to, I mean, just get me in one of your Inquisition grapples, or take me down, or do something.
Anything?
As long as you don't try to kill me, then sure.
Alright. I'm gonna attack you with my psychic blade. Oh, that
Okay.
was terrible. I don't know
As
what your
you
AC is, but
conjure your blade, I will, as a reaction, try to use Temporal Shunt. If you can make a Wisdom save for
Oh
me.
my god. Oh my god. This
oh Jesus!
Oh my
no.
god.
Wait, wait. I think I
Dead.
rerolled.
I mean, you probably don't want a 1 on this one, I will say that.
Oh my
if you
God.
still-
knowing Jack, and knowing what I can do.
Oh, this is so
Oh
funny.
God.
Do you have a reroll?
This is a murder room all of a sudden.
Not for saves, only for skills or ability checks.
Oh, okay, this is my reaction, so I can't even use my other. It happens. So
Oh,
as
Jesus.
you
He's gonna
throw
kill me.
your blade,
Oh, Izrael
Um,
hears in her head. She's gonna kill me.
my locket comes out rapidly, and one of the dials spins, and you disappear.
When you all see us, Arya kind of attacks. She just disappears.
Okay. So she'll
Can
come back
anyone
a bit.
hear me? Can anyone hear me?
As
You
as
don't
I
even
heard,
know you're gone.
Yeah, you are right now. You don't exist.
as I heard in my head what she told me, I'm just coming down like, what the hell is going on?
Okay, Eirik, let's go behind where she was, and she should reappear in a little bit if I did it right.
What
Okay,
did you
okay.
do?
Hey, hang on. Actually, Izrael, perfect. Why don't you go over here, and I'll point to where Eirik was. And... Okay, hold on.
Are we? What happened here? Where's Arya?
I sort of plucked her out of time, and I should be able to place her back in a little bit.
Could we stop using Arya as a punching bag? She has died too many times. Please. She just came back. I don't want to go get her to whatever hell she is right now.
Well, right now she's nowhere.
Even better.
As is this.
Can Izrael hear me if I'm yelling at her in my head?
You are. So how this works is you're kind of like stun locked in time. Like you don't even know that you're gone is the thing, so you can't even
Okay.
Yep.
talk. And something very peculiar obviously happens as this Fiera tries this for the very first time, and
you rolled a that one.
and you once again miserably fail. Oh my god. One thing you notice, Fiera, is you're like waiting, and she's supposed to like reappear fairly quickly, like around 6-7 seconds.
Yep.
God.
6-7
Oh my god.
pass, and she doesn't reappear.
I'll look at my locket. Is it still activating?
Yeah, and you notice it's going crazy. It's like turning extremely fast now.
Oh god, is the guy in the top hat gonna visit me again?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, any second. She'll be back.
You want to explain yourself?
I'm trying to figure out how. It's really a long story. I'm just trying to figure out how to better traverse time. And I've figured out how to take things out of time and put them back.
So do it. Do it.
As this is going on, I want to see what's actually happening with Arya.
Oh my god.
What you see or remember is you throw your dagger, and then suddenly time just stops and everything just freezes. Just before the dagger is about to hit Fiera, it just kind of stands still. The sounds of the towns on the outside drop completely, and you are in a stasis. You aren't able to move or do anything.
Oh my god, I'm back in hell.
This might actually be worse since you literally can't do anything. And then you see, since you're very perceptive, from the corner of your eye, a figure appear. Kind of goes very close to your ear. And it sounds like it's yourself talking to you. And it says, "I will replace you." You disappear, and Arya then reappears where you are. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
Oh,
You. Oh.
Where I'm Jack's favorite cliffhanger.
Yeah, you keep rolling those natural ones.
Oh my god,
Every
well,
time.
whoops.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Why is it always when
my heart.
Sierra is messing with Arya that stuff happens? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to use an Iric, but then he wouldn't be able to know what was happening. So it'd be a bad example. So I
You
was like,
chose me, who already had to see the top hat person because you messed with me, and you melted my brain. You couldn't have asked for Izarel.
Azrael probably would have resisted. So
yup, I got a +7 to wisdom.
Now I don't feel bad what I was gonna do to you.
guys. Yep.
I was gonna make you tell me your deepest, darkest secret
Ah.
if I would have hit you.
What is your favorite
Well-
color?
Red.
Okay.
Yeah, an
yep.
interesting twist of events. Felicia, we will have to talk what just happened to you on a
Oh
later
my
date,
god.
since that does have a large impact.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, crap.
I mean, it would have been really useful against demons, right? To just take them out of time for a bit.
Yeah, it would have. I totally forgot that he had this ability, and I was like, because I prepared a few stuff because I knew at some point you would use this. I was like, okay. So
I mean, yeah.
so
There were 19 other numbers that.
Yep.
It also makes sense because I'm not proficient with wisdom and it's only a +1. So it's
Sure.
fitting that I rolled a 1.
Sure.
And it's fitting because every time
Oh, Jesus Christ. Every
um,
time I do anything to you, just
exactly, it's fitting.
yeah.
But now I'm scared.
I needed to keep Endel around so you can do all this stuff on him.
I would have, but I can't. Oh boy. Well, let's postpone EJ again.
I mean, you don't know anything.
I mean, true. Not when
Shut
Arya.
up.
If
I know
yeah,
you don't even know what's happening to Arya now.
whichever Arya reappears, I think will be Arya. So
Oh man.
Yeah.
She's gonna have like a Picasso face now.
Oh my gosh.
or like a different accent.
I'm.
You are running a high, and then this low just had to come at this very moment.
Arya can't catch a break, man.
Really, she has taken the most shit.
Every single time I
know.
get her back to normal, someone messes with her.
Oh,
Every single time.
One of these days, Izarel's just gonna go in full bear mode and just scream in their faces.
yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
We need to get Glamour out of the ring so you can do this stuff to him.
Yeah.
Time shift
Yeah.
a cat.
And plus, you would have had a -2 on your wisdom save because you're still exhausted from being brought back. So that's actually a
that's
right.
0.
That's right.
So
Yep.
it's a
Yeah, zero.
-1. I got a -1.
Oh no, it's a 0 since you have a 2 and that
Or,
-2.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yikes, people. But that's what brings interest into the story. I was just about to say like, oh yeah, you're gonna stay for 5 to 3 days, so let's just have a chill downtime and you can just go through what you want. Nope.
Nope.
Not even one day.
Oh man.
We can't take easy.
Arya
I
took
just
it
wanted to
easy
show off
one
for
day.
Eirik.
I'm no longer your
Yeah,
punching
well, now
bag.
he's terrified.
I calm down saying like, please don't use Arya as a punching bag, and I just turn around and you guys are like, heh.
God.
Let me just use this 5th level spell as a joke. That's all I want to do.
The 5th level spell. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's my new 5th level chronomancy spell.
I'm screwed.
Just plucks people out of existence for a few seconds and then it's supposed to put them back in.
Yeah. A very
That's
fun
it.
spell.
That's it.
I'm not okay now.
Oh no.
But maybe you're going on vacation because if they're replacing you, maybe you're going to replace them. Maybe. I don't know.
Not helping.
Nope.
Gosh. Now I'm excited to see what happens.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
I am.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show my new toy, and now I'm gonna have to.
I mean, you could still, you could show all you want. You're pretending like she just got incinerated in front of your eyes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
basically.
we don't know.
She's still there. She's still there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll just go on like normal.
Yes. Well, to
Oh my
our dear viewers, that's the end of this. Is a shorter session. I think it's only 3 hours long. Probably good for my brain actually. So I can use the rest of my energy for the next session That is.
And Arya's demise.
Oh God. No.
No, this will be.
Yep.
Will be very interesting. Yes.
I am starting to doubt Zephyrus's decision to
Okay.
trust us.
Yeah, imagine he's just watching us right now. Iric fills a room with gas, and I'm like, no, I got better. Arya, come down. Boom. Through time.
He's just like,
I am sure he is face palming.
God.
Anyone seeing the tower from outside, there's just like gas seeping out of it, and then a little explosion happening in the room. Screams.
yeah.
Yep.
The most annoying not feathers, neighbors you could have. It's just like
Literally.
people testing the spells in the neighborhood. Oh my god! Holy shit.
I'm convinced Zephyrus is sitting somewhere going Patrick Stewart style,
Yeah.
face
Oh, yeah.
palming, like
Oh, yeah.
deeply.
Or maybe
He has multiple clones. I'm sure he can spare one to keep an eye on us.
maybe he's entertained.
yeah.
Maybe he's just
Scared.
like eating popcorn, looking at these rookies killing each other before they can do anything else.
We're friggin' level 9,
Which is
and we are still doing dumb shit like that.
yeah, you're pretty.
Acting like
Yeah.
absolute rookies.
Yep.
Yeah. Level 5?
After
Okay.
this, Fierre's never using Ari as a tester.
Depending what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get Boone, you know? Who knows?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Natural 1.
Yep.
Anything else, just it's good. It's fun this way.
And the natural ones in this campaign really come at the greatest times. There are a lot
Yeah.
of times where a natural one wouldn't affect things like a
Oh,
lot.
you fell down the stairs. Oh,
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the first campaign when I fell off a cliff and
You
twisted
your
my ankle, and
yeah.
it's like
East.
meh. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll walk weird for a couple hours and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad. That is bad.
Yeah. Trying to mess with weird magics that you don't fully grasp yet, and then trying to influence reality by putting your friend in a cross-dimensional space for a brief moment in time. After having very specifically told to first check yourself before you wreck yourself, that definitely has not been done. Maybe I have to pull up my scolding pants again, since I like to do that.
Top Hat guy's gonna become
Yeah,
my best
I
friend.
was
before
gonna
you know it.
I was gonna say Top Hat's about to make an appearance here.
Maybe Aria, you would just have a very strong bond with Top Hat guy. Maybe you just become homies. You both have a grudge for what Fiera does all the time. You're both like, oh my god, not again.
Yeah, you join a new organization specifically to keep me in check.
Yeah, you just joined Top Hat guy.
Why?
Yeah, more fun stuff next week, and
Yeet.
we will see whether or not something crazy happens with Aria. Everyone who will know is Aria.
Oops.
Oh my god.
And
Text.
until then, we bid the fair viewers adieu until next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.